Reviews no one asked for. Okay, this will be fun. All right. Oh, I told myself I wouldn't open up podcasts anymore with all right, folks at home. Okay, folks at home.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Hey, folks at home. We're back with a new segment for you. Well, it's the old
segment's
segment.
Not new.
Yeah, the segment isn't new, but we have a new topic.
A new episode of the old segment.
Right. So we're glad you're tuning in. This episode, we're going to cover standing in line for things.
We've all done it. We've all been there.
And the jury's pretty split. Obviously, you'd think it would be a clear-cut answer, but I challenge you to drive by Salt and Straw, Voodoo Donuts, whatever.
Look at the looks on those people's faces for a second and tell me what they're doing.
Right? Some part of them must like that. So we thought we'd take it on ourselves to investigate this further by reviewing the process of standing in line and waiting for things.
When was the last big line you waited in, Ian?
Oh my God, man. I don't do lines. I'm not big on lines.
You avoid them?
I avoid them. But the last line I stood in was at IKEA.
Oh yeah. Well, just checking out.
Yeah, checking out. I got a rolly chair for my room, and it was crazy. I saw a guy I work with at my old job, and he's mute. Mm-hmm. Like he only speaks in sign language. And
but
I was
he can
like,
hear?
Yeah, he can hear. Yeah, I think he chooses to be mute.
Huh.
And
isn't
that weird?
Morbidly depressing, but
well, he's a sweet guy. I mean, everyone likes him because he can't fuck it up. That's like the beauty of being mute. Like you don't fuck anything up.
In emergencies, he'd be like, "Hey, oh my God, look over there," if need be, right?
Whoa, George talked. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't know his name. But anyway, so mute guy, I saw him like way down the line. A bunch of people in front of me, and it turned out he had like a wife and kids who weren't mute. Yeah, it really blew my mind.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Imagine being raised by a mute person.
And he has no voice box deficiency that makes speaking difficult or kind of,
Yeah, I think it was a vow of silence. At least, I mean, I don't know for sure. That was just the water cooler talk.
Well, that's cool by me, but if you can speak and you see something that would require you to yell, that goes out the window to me. I don't have that much respect for your vow at that point. Like, speak up, man. Someone got robbed because of you. Or whatever the case may be.
Right. Yeah, it's I think he's assuming, I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to interview him, but he wouldn't.
He can't talk. He'd be a tough radio.
Yeah.
Tough listen for the folks at home.
Yeah. So that was the highlight of my line waiting experience.
Ever? Or just lately?
Period? Just lately.
Okay.
I think probably ever too. It's probably top 5. Waiting in lines generally, I just don't do it. I see a line, I do something else.
That's a crazy thing to have happen to you while you're waiting in line.
Yeah, I see your mute coworker. How about you?
Well, the last big line I waited in, probably the grocery store or something.
Those are the worst ones because you got to sit through that.
Well, it's frustrating when usually they're really, really good about getting the other stands open, so no one has to wait. But that day they, got caught flat-footed a little bit. So, first world problems. But that's upsetting when it's just an expectation you have.
Yeah. Wow, you bring in the first world to it. Like, oh man, that makes me feel really bad about this because we don't have to wait in line for like water and stuff.
No, only when we buy it in bottles.
Or it's LaCroix or something.
Right. This was only $1, by the way, too. The 7-Eleven watermelon flavor.
Oh, if it was only $1, it's definitely not watermelon.
No.
Like, definitely not actually watermelon.
Yeah, but there's a picture of one on the bottle, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, I mean, we're never going to wait in line for something that sad. We'll put it that way.
Right.
That's
well,
something
you never
to
know.
be thankful for. So, yeah, true. The way things are going, you never know.
Right.
That is fair. So I'm trying to think of like the craziest thing that's ever happened to me waiting in a line, and nothing. But I'll take you back to Something we do, I feel like every episode, we throw it back to the, back in the day, the youth, maybe the early teenage years when we used to see a lot of movies.
Oh,
Remember waiting in line for movies? You'd always see somebody you knew.
Yeah, they'd be like, "What's up?"
Sometimes it was an adult, say, another buddy's parent. Sometimes it was some girls, maybe.
Right, pretty cool.
Sure.
They see you're out, you're active, you're doing
exactly.
stuff.
Well, we're doing the same thing as you. That's cool. That's relatable.
Yeah, we have this in common now. Gonna talk to you about this in study hall.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You got to make it an opening later.
Right.
What did you see? Whatever it is.
Jackass 2 is really good.
But even if it was just, some other dudes, some acquaintances, it's a thing to harp back to on Monday.
It is. I guess that's the beauty about waiting in line. You might see someone that you could reference the line waiting later.
Yeah. Blazer game's another great example. You're waiting in line, you're going to end up seeing somebody you know.
Yeah, it's true. Folks.
And it used to be the food and concession line when you were with your parents, and now it's almost always beer.
Yeah. Right. Right. It's changed.
Right.
It's really grown. Huh. This episode sucks.
Well, yeah, this was not your best idea, waiting in line.
I know. I thought we'd put it on, break it in a little, but not,
I'm a little disappointed you said it sucked. I thought we had something there.
No, we can keep going.
Yeah, I don't know that we can, though, to be honest with you. I think we sort of covered it.
Yeah.
That's what waiting in line gives you, is the opportunity to run into someone you know.
Right.
Beer Fest earlier this summer.
Oh, hey.
How many people did we see there?
I wasn't there. I had work.
You didn't get to a single day?
No.
I guess I only went to that one single day. Yeah. Well, let me tell you. About 4 or 5 people I knew, most of which I saw while we were waiting in line.
All would have been impossible had you not waited in line.
Well, and speaking of, they might as well call it Waiting in Line Fest instead of Beer Fest.
I know.
Let me tell you.
That's why I don't go to those things. It's literally just waiting in line for less than a pint of beer.
Right. No, and the people that are good at it are only good because they know to have a beer with them while they're waiting in line. They're just timing out their beers so that they can wait in line and have one finished by the time they get up to the front.
Yeah, that's how you make that work for you. Otherwise, it's waiting in line, waiting for seats, waiting for food, waiting for bathrooms. It's miserable.
If you mean business there, you can't spend any time relaxing. You got to find a line to wait in. Yeah. Like, what's the end game to this, man? Well, we're enjoying our beers. I know, but look around you.
Exactly. Every second you waste not in line is an extra second in line.
That someone else is getting your spot for the artisan honey ale or something that you know is good. You know it's good.
You know it's great. That's
6.8%. And then someone's like, yeah, but it's still real light and kind of almost creamy. And you're like, what?
Oh, I gotta try this.
I'm so in the mood for that right now. Yeah. So waiting in line, I mean, like, it's not fun though.
Yeah, I mean, even when you're drinking, it's not fun. You've almost got to buy 2 beers so you have a backup plan in case this line really gets long.
I'll reach back to your intro when you submitted that people that go to Salt and Straw a bunch must like waiting in line. And I think there is something to that. I bet they're the same people that go to Disneyland all the time on like Saturday afternoons when the lines are outrageous.
And they're just like, oh, this is going to be so worth it. It's like it
makes it more rewarding almost something.
Yeah, that's what I got to think is like they're putting off the gratification.
Yeah.
Delayed gratification, right?
I suppose. Yeah, roller coasters. You'll see some lines. People wait a long time for roller coasters.
Dude, once for a roller coaster at Disneyland, I waited in line through 6 separate rooms.
No shit,
No shit. And it was so not worth it.
Right, well, which one? Was it Space Mountain?
No, it was this new ride. It was like this rocket car that went all around Tomorrowland. It was like brand new. So it
wasn't even real fast and scary though. It was just cool.
Fast. It was cool. It was both. But like it was 6 rooms. You'd wait in line. You'd go around a corner.
Right.
This huge room would open up. You'd wait in line through that room, and
all
then you'd
designed
get into
to get
room.
You to believe that maybe it's not going to be as long a wait.
Yeah, exactly.
As you're fearing that it might be.
Yeah. I'll never forget it because we waited for so long.
Right. Yeah, there's some of the longest lines I've waited in Disneyland. Would we like Disneyland now?
That's a good question. I think so. Yeah. I mean, I would be for sure just completely housed through all of it.
Well, yeah, and that's doable too, right? There's alcohol on the grounds there, isn't there?
Yes, but I've got to imagine it's like $10 a pop.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I am excited to watch the movie we've got on the fryer for you guys, though.
What's the movie?
Welcome to Mooseport, man. We can edit that out.
It always changes. I mean,
it'd be cool if we knew somebody that waited in line to see Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh man, that would be a perfect interview for this, this podcast. You know where I do like waiting in line?
Huh?
Movie Madness.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a really dumb thesis that we're getting to, but it's like when it's something cool, waiting in line can be all right.
Right.
It's part of the experience. Concerts. Although half the time, and I don't go to a ton of concerts anymore, but not that I ever went to a ton of them, but I feel like there could be less line waiting at concerts than it generally is. Like they're trying to force it a little to make it seem crowded half the time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's on purpose.
Yeah. Nipsey Hussle here recently.
Who?
Nipsey Hussle. Didn't you go for a second?
To Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, on our friend Kat's birthday.
Oh, I didn't go to Nipsey Hussle, whatever that is.
Wasn't that the show that was playing?
No.
Okay, gee, that was bad. Well, I think he was here. In fact, I know he was. You're forgetting.
I have no idea who that is.
I know, but we found this out at a Cat's birthday.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Anyway, tons of line waiting at that.
A lot.
Yeah, half the experience was people waiting in line, I'd imagine.
I mean, I was waiting in line at this Halloween party, and I met this super cute girl who I talked to the rest of the night.
Well, sure, that'll happen, too, I guess. You know, that's not normal, though.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not experienced in that realm.
What, at waiting in line?
No, at like going to like raging parties and then like waiting in line for drinks. And then
nor
like,
am
hey,
I.
that's her name.
You don't wait in line at house parties as much as you do.
No, if you're waiting in line at a house party, you're fucking up. You didn't bring beer
it's the best one ever.
Or it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're out of beer because it's so amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You're standing. I have stood in line at kegs at a really fun party.
Bathrooms, maybe.
Bathrooms,
although
too. That, you know,
maybe the worst time to be waiting in line too long.
The bathroom
is you know, when you get, and you gotta go.
Yeah.
Any college football game halftime, tons of waiting in line for the bathroom.
Yeah, and that sucks.
It does. It's not a good place to be either.
No.
Inside a men's bathroom during a football game. But that's another podcast.
That's the next segment, folks.
Right.
So stay tuned. Public bathrooms. Line waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, I
got nothing.
Kinda...
Yeah. All right, folks. That's line waiting. Thanks for tuning in with us for this.
Do you want to give it a rating or just no? How about this? I'm not going to give it a rating because it's completely unavoidable. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everything else we've reviewed, with maybe the exception of baldness, you can avoid.
Yeah, I mean, right. The thing with baldness is you can't avoid it.
Nor waiting in line. You got to wait in line if you want to be a
live.
Contributing member of society.
Though it would be very respectable if you just avoided lines altogether, like that was your thing.
I suppose. I mean,
you'd be
completely altogether, you'd be kind of a bummer of an individual.
I think you'd be kind of a hero. I mean, if you're like insisting, well, maybe not. I don't know.
Any situation that someone's like, yeah, we should all go do this as a group of friends. If there's a line involved, they're just out. That person's a bummer. Like a pickles game on a summer night. You know, it's a Thursday.
Right.
It's gonna
they're just
cheap beer. Yeah, but what's gonna happen?
But what
there's gonna be a constant line to wait in for the cheap beers, Earl.
What if they were more pragmatic about it? Like, oh, that is a steep line. I'm just going to take a quick walk around the block, check it out.
That would get obnoxious too at some point, I would think. If they like, it'd be one thing if they were like, I hate lines, and it was something that came up occasionally. But anytime there's a line, they're like, nope, I'll just get some exercise and pivot over to the plaid.
Yeah. and I'll be right back. Or maybe they end up to be really clutch. So you are standing in line for beers at the Pickles game, but your no line friend goes to Plaid and gets everybody beers because it was quicker.
They don't let you bring outside.
Well, they sneak it in because they're badasses.
Well, then they should have done that before the game if you knew they were down to do that.
Maybe they do. Maybe they're so used to avoiding lines that they're like, there's going to be lines.
Or
let's
like
get
a show,
pack.
like you got to wait in line to get your hand stamped, and they're just like, nope, can't do it.
What if they're like, I go to a lot of shows and I know a guy. Let's skip to the front of the line.
You're just creating a person you really like now.
I'm just saying the person who figures out how to beat lines is the coolest, most well-prepared fucking person you've ever met.
True, but now you're getting into machines that take jobs away from people.
What?
You know, like ticket terrors and shit like that.
This automation thing's coming. Like, we got to find ways to embrace it.
We got to embrace it instead of shun it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the wrong side of that whole deal. So, yeah, I'm not going to give waiting in line a review.
Okay. I give waiting in line 4 lines out of 5 lines.
Okay.
Sure. Because where would we be without a line through the TSA, you know? I'll tell you where we'd be. On fire as a country.
Probably didn't need to say that.
Didn't stir anything in you? Nothing?
No, it didn't.
All right. So that's my attempt at firebrand political banter.
Uh-huh.
Well, all right.
We'll get there.
That's the episode, folks at home. Thanks for tuning in. We got another one coming up for you, so stay tuned.